The Islamic State militant group calls for more terror attacks against Christians through its propaganda magazine. This follows the killing of a priest in France, which has sparked fears ISIS wants to incite a religious war. Lee Ji-won has the full story.
The Islamic State militant group has called for more terror attacks against Christians. The cover of the latest issue of the group's Dabiq magazine, released on Sunday, shows an ISIS member ripping a cross off the roof of a church with the title "Break the Cross." In the magazine, ISIS calls on others to join the terror group and for its members in Western countries to attack Christians without hesitation, citing the latest attacks by jihadis in Orlando, France, Germany, and Bangladesh as examples. The magazine also seeks to explain the group's recent terror attacks and suggests the cross worshippers and democratic pagans of the West should repent by abandoning Christianity and accepting Islam. The militant group also urges its members to target Pope Francis, saying he's hiding behind a deceptive veil of goodwill toward Muslims. On Sunday, Pope Francis said Muslims are not to blame for the terror attacks and that not all Muslims are violent when asked about the two men who pledged allegiance to ISIS while killing a French priest last week.
I don't think it's right to identify Islam with violence. This is not just and it is not true.
The magazine's release comes amid a heightened state of alert in Europe and the U.S. after the killing of the French priest and a string of other ISIS-inspired attacks. Analysts see the statements as part of the militant group's efforts to cast itself as a protector of Muslims and incite a religious conflict between Christians and Muslims. However, there are already reports of efforts by members of both religions to practice a spirit of openness toward one another while pledging not to give in to fear. Muslims and Christians came together at an event on Sunday to pray for the victims of the recent shooting in Munich that left 9 people dead. Muslims also participated in a mass on Friday held at a church close to where the French priest was killed, as well as services in churches around Europe. Lee Ji-won, Arirang News.